Isla All No Way, Chapter 7. Well, looky here, Gramps shouted. The Illinois state line. He pronounced Illinois Illinois, exactly the way everyone in Bybanks, Kentucky pronounced it. And hearing that, no way, made me suddenly homesick for Bybanks. What happened to Indiana? Graham said. Why, you gooseberry, Gramps said. That's where we've been the past 3 hours barreling through Indiana. You've been listening to the story of Peavy and plumb missed Indiana. Don't you remember Elkhart? We ate lunch in Elkhart. Don't you remember South Bend? You took a pee in South Bend. Why, you missed the entire Hoosier state. You gooseberry. He thought this was very funny. Just then the road curved. It actually curved. This was a shock. And off to the right was a huge jing-bang mass of water. It was as blue as the bluebells that grow behind the barn in Bybanks. And that water just went on and on. It was all you could see. It looked like a huge blue pasture of water. Are we at the ocean? Graham asked. We're not supposed to be passing the ocean, are we? You gooseberry, that's Lake Michigan. Gramps kissed his finger and put it against Graham's cheek. I sure would like to put my feet in that water, Graham said. Gramps swerved across 2 lanes of traffic and onto the exit ramp. And faster than you could milk a cow, we were standing barefoot in the cool water of Lake Michigan. The waves splashed up on our clothes and the seagulls flew in circles overhead, calling in one great chorus as if they were glad to see us. Huzzah, huzzah! Graham said, wiggling her heels into the sand. Huzzah, huzzah! We stopped that night on the outskirts of Chicago. I looked around at what I could see of Illinois from the Howard Johnson Motel, and it might as well have been 7,000 miles from the lake. It all looked precisely like northern Ohio to me, with its flat land and long, straight roads, and I thought, what a very long journey this was going to be. With the dark came the whispers, rush, hurry, rush. That night I lay there trying to imagine Lewiston, Idaho, but my mind would not go forward to a place I had never been. Instead, I kept drifting back to Bybanks. When my mother left for Lewiston, Idaho that April, my first thoughts were, how could she do that? How could she leave me? As the days went on, many things were harder and sadder, but some things were strangely easier. When my mother had been there, I was like a mirror. If she was happy, I was happy. If she was sad, I was sad. For the first few days after she left, I felt numb, non-feeling. I didn't know how to feel. I would find myself looking around for her to see what I might want to feel. One day, about 2 weeks after she had left, I was standing against the fence watching a newborn calf wobble on its thin legs. It tripped and wobbled and swung its big head in my direction and gave me a sweet, loving look. Oh, I thought, I am happy at this moment in time. I was surprised that I knew this all by myself without my mother there. And that night in bed, I did not cry. I said to myself, Salamanca Tree Hiddle, you can be happy without her. It seemed a mean thought, and I was sorry for it, but it felt true.